What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today, you guys, with a brand new review for Ready to Love, Make a Move. Season 1, Episode 6. The episode is titled A Big Easy Birthday, you guys. Now, before we go ahead and jump into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel, and you guys aren't subscribed yet, then I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, turning your post notifications on, and sharing the video, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and discuss Ready to Love, Make a Move, shall we? All right, you guys, so this episode, like I've said last week, I'm going to need us to stop in the episodes with Ashley. I like Ashley, but this is becoming, over KILL at this point, ending an episode and starting an episode up with Ashley. Now, I do like the fact that Tamika did bring up the fact that it does very much so give insecurities with Ashley. I will say I don't 100% agree about insecurities when it comes to the friend Stormy. I'm not gonna take that one, but with her when she was asking Kirsten about his date with Zadia, yes, that screamed insecurities. But this situation with Stormy, that wasn't insecurities. That was just rudeness on Stormy's part. But here's the thing, you can always flip that. You can always flip it and divert the attention back to you. And I think that's where Ashley lacked in last week's episode when it came to that date with Kirsten and with old girl, right? She didn't know how to flip it and bring the date back to being about her. She just got in her feelings and let that little situation overpower the date instead of, like I said, regain the control and be like, you know what, this is my date and I ain't finna sit here and let you, ruin my date. But it is what it is. Yeah. It is what it is, you guys. Let me know what you guys think about that. Do you guys agree, get what I'm saying? Please let me know in the comment section I hope I made myself clear. So we then get to, them deciding who they're going to keep around, right? Per usual, Zadia decided that she's going to keep Cam around. One thing I will say about Zadia, I noticed in this episode, she got a new confessional with this black look on, with this jet black wig. Zadia, please take that wig and toss her in the trash. It was ugly. It was ugly. It looked silky and synthetic, and she didn't have a part either, so kindly throw her in the trash. Now, what I will say is Ashley did surprise me a little bit, but not that much. Because I was expecting Ashley to keep Kirsten, but with the date with her and Stormy, I was thinking that was going to play a big, huge part into what she decided to do. I didn't think she was going to keep him. I thought she might have sent him home and then would have sent that other guy home and reached out to Donald to come back, right? Because you guys remember, she did say that she was still in communication with Donald. But no, she decided to keep Kirsten. I was like, okay, cool. And I like the fact that she said she didn't blame him for what happened with Stormy. But there is a little bit of blame on him. Because from what we saw, when you got up and walked away from that table, he didn't come to your side and say, hey, you okay? What's going on? What's wrong? Now, he could have done that off camera. I don't know. But she decided to keep him, right? Then Charisse ended up keeping Zelle because she couldn't go along with the fact of old boy not being well traveled. And for me personally, I didn't find that to be an issue. But it is for Charisse, and I'm not going to sit here and knock Charisse down and say, oh, you should have kept him. I mean, the man was, some people might not want to go. You have to think about it. There are people who are very happy with their lives and may not want to go anywhere, right? They may not want to go out of the country. They may not want to go here and there. So you can't fault people for that. But if it's not for you, then it's not for you. And I don't think, and the man also never said that he would never go out, he would never venture outside of the U.S. He just said that the closest place that his first trip was to Dallas. That was it. Nothing was bad about what he said. But ultimately, like I said, Sharice wasn't feeling him. And then the next one that I was surprised about was Vernisha. So Vernisha kept Tabari over Jabari. And I was like, oh, wow. I kind of saw it coming, but I didn't really 100% see it. But yeah, you guys, that is that. Let's pause here and let's move forward, you guys. All right, you guys. So next up, we get to the blind dates. And with the blind dates, with Zadia, I will be honest about Zadia. I'm starting to see with Zadia that she has tunnel vision, and her tunnel vision is squarely on Cam. Is that a bad thing? No. But at the same time, I do feel like you are not giving this process a good run because you're locked in with Cam. And I get it. You think that Cam is attractive, handsome, and you like the conversation with Cam, right? But you're not actively opening yourself up to this process. You have, like I said, you're laser focused on Cameron, and that's all it is. Laser focused on him. So she's going out on a date with this guy named Darius. And what I will say with this date with Darius, you could literally see it written all over Zadia's face. She wasn't interested in the date with this guy whatsoever. And I was like, Zadia, it's you're being a little, and I will say, I thought that the date was terrible because I thought Zadia was being a little bit rude. She might not have been trying to be rude, but the nonchalant attitude, the fact that you seem very disinterested in him, it just, I would have been like, you know what? I don't think that you like me like that. So can we just call this date a bust? That's what I would have said, right? So then we see Sharice. So Sharice is going out on a date with this guy who looked like CeeLo Green to me, but his name is, what is that man's name? Uh, what is his name? Danzy, I think that's his name. Danzy, right? So Danzy is a pharmaceutical sales rep, and he is someone who is well traveled, right? And Sharice likes that. Sharice liked him for the time being because now in this date, it's so funny. With the date, he was real. I liked the date. I thought he was a good fit for Sharice until we got to Zadia's birthday party, and I forgot to mention that. So with Zadia's birthday, Tamika told them that she is throwing Zadia a birthday party, and she told them to invite their keepers, right? And also, if you go out on these blind dates and you feel a little bit of a connection with the blind date, you can invite them to the party as well. I'm like, oh, so y'all trying to kick up a little bit of drama, but I'm here for it, right? So, like I said, Sharice was feeling the man at the date until we got to Zadia's party. Next up, we got Ashley. So Ashley is out on a date with a guy named Kenneth, right? And Kenneth is a high school principal. Now, what I will say with this date with Kenneth, I did see a little bit of a difference with him as opposed to other people. When it comes to Kenneth, I like the date with Kenneth because we talk. I know I was talking about how high strung Ashley can be, right? But in this scene, I realized that they match each other's energy, and I was like, okay, this is a date that's perfect for her, right? And what I will say is Ashley wasn't doing, all the over the top stuff, and she wasn't paying him a lot of compliments. Now, I do notice one thing about the guys. They don't pay her any compliments, and Ashley is a beautiful woman. But Ashley be the one complimenting the hell out of these men, and I always have an issue with that one. But it is what it is, right? And so, like I said, Ashley asked the man when was his last relationship. He told her 10 years ago. She was like, say what now? So what have you been doing, since that last relationship? He said situationship. So she finds that to be a red flag. Now, I want you guys to answer me in the comment section. Do you guys think that's a red flag? That a person hasn't been in a relationship in 10 years? Like, let me know in the comment section. Do I think it's a red flag? Not really, right? And I'm going to tell you guys why I don't think it's a red flag. So, I'm giving y'all a little bit of JB's personal business, right? I haven't been in a relationship since my ex and I, we broke up in 2014. We broke up in 2014, and we broke up in 2014, but we we were still together for quite a bit of 2014. It really didn't officially end to the end of 2014, going into 2015, right? And so technically I've been single since 2015. Mind you, we're about to go into 2024, so I've been single since 2015. And you can ask me the same question: what have I done in, since being single? After we broke up, I didn't date. I didn't date anybody. I didn't talk to anybody. I was just single and enjoying my life. I would go out with my friends and have fun. Now, have I entertained relationships over the course of those 10 years? Here and there. And I knew that those, and some of them I was like, yeah, this relationship isn't for me, right? Some of them I thought were for me, but it just ultimately it didn't work out, right? Now, so I don't think that that's necessarily a problem or a red flag. But you guys let me know what you guys think. Because like I said, for me, 2015. So I've been single for now 8 years. Next year will be 9. And then 2025 will be 10 years. And, so I don't think that's a red flag because, like I said, I've been, I have had, now I will sit here and be honest, I have had people that I've just dealt, had flings with, right? That's true. But I also have, over the course of the last 8 years, I have been out on dates. I have dated people, but like I said, it just didn't work out for many different reasons. So you can't say, oh, well, have you, and I guess that would be a thing if you dated since then. And like he said, he's been in situationships, so that means you just literally were just out fool la line with people. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, and we'll pause here and move forward. All right, you guys, so next up we got Bernicia. So Bernicia is going out on a date with a guy named Cantrell. What I can say about this date with Bernicia and Cantrell, it was something off, and I couldn't quite put my finger on it. I was like, there's something different about this date with him. And then I finally kind of thought about it. The man was nervous as hell because the way he was moved. It was his body movements that I was looking at. It was his body movements. I was like, there's something off about him because he was kind of fidgety and nervous. And I was like, I think he's just nervous. We find out that Cantrell is a social worker and he has 2 children. I think he shares custody with his kids. I think that's what he said. He also is talking about him being a social worker. He did that because he wanted to be a help to children who have, behavior issues, because he said he had them when he was growing up. And I was like, oh, that's nice. I like that. I like that. Now, we move over to the birthday party, right? Now, everybody, like I told you, Tamika told them that they can invite, their keepers as well as the blind dates. Now, Zadia invited Cam. Cam, at this point, is a no-show. And I don't know I don't know how to feel about this, right? Because Cam does work. And Zadia said that Cam told her he had to work and he would come after he got off. So I don't necessarily know how I feel about this situation with Cam. I guess we'll have to see what happens in next week's episode, because by the end of this episode, he still wasn't there. Now, Ashley invited Dawn and Kirsten. Kirsten was a no-show, but Dawn showed up. And when Dawn showed up, he got her and lifted her and spun her around, and she was happy. And with Sharice, she invited Danzy as well as Mizell. And Bernicia invited Cantrell, and she invited Tabari. Now, I think that at this point, Bernicia's having a little bit of question marks about Tabari, because I think she's seeing him as on a more playful, and I don't know. Now flipping over to Sharice. Sharice ain't feeling old Danzy, and here's the thing: the man was drunk. You could literally see it. At one point, his eyes were like this. Like, I was like, Sharice, he's drunk. And I don't know if he had his hand on her or if he had his hand behind her on a pillow. And she was like, did I ask you to put your hand there? I was like, well, damn, sir, move your hand. Move your hand. If she's uncomfortable, move your fucking hand. So I'm assuming that Sharice is going to pick my Zelle again. I don't see her picking Danzy. Now, I will be surprised to see who Bernicia picks now that she's having a little bit of question mark about, now she's having question marks about Tabari. Be very interesting to see who she picks. But that's the episode, you guys. I liked it. Let me know what you guys thought about it down in the comment section below, you guys. Subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, and share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe out there. Take care of yourselves, you guys. Wash your hands. Be blessed. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.